So we have to all of you on the behalf of ISC IMD College of Law. We have organized a series of events for the student in terms of innovations, IPR, startup. So today also we have the live session with us with our learned speaker, Dr. Vineet Utpal. He was associated with the Sarda University as a assistant professor in the Department of Journalism and the Print Media. Sir having the more than 15-year experience. He has been enclave as the awardee in the field of media from the Federation of Media 2021. He has associated with the IAC Innovation Ambassador to the present University Sarda. Besides this, he is the head of the IAC in our in group, IMD College of Management. Besides this, other college also, he has the credit of 9 books edited and this. So now I give mic to the my learned speaker for the session on the relating to the achieving the problem solutions for the product and the how to launch in the market. Now mic is to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Sudhakaran sir. Thank you, IMT College of Law, for providing me this space. As I see, and my topic is achieving problem solution fit and product fit market. So all of us, all of you are student of law, so we must know about that what things happen in our society that is fit for market. It means कि ऐसी कौन सी चीज हम बनाएं, ऐसी कौन सी हम प्रोडक्ट पेश करें मार्केट में जो हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट हो, जो हमारी सोसाइटी के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट हो. बिकॉज व्हेन वी टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट कि व्हाट इज दिस थिंग्स, व्हाट इज प्रोडक्ट फिट मार्केट, we must know about that कि what is problem. If we know all the problems, we can elaborate all these things, and when we know what is the problem of society, what is the problem of public, what is the problem of ourselves in our life, then we can communicate and we can launch our product. So first we focus on what is the problem. As you are aware that India is the second rank in startup. If you want to start your startup, India is the second rank in all over world. So but when you go another way, there are certain things happen in our society that very less startup can survive in future. Record says only 40% startup remain in market. Only 69 startup companies start up at home business. Can you imagine कि 69% startup start as a home business? Your father, your grandfather, your forefather are doing that, so and you also adopted that thing. This is a situation of worldwide, so we must know about all these things. What is happening in our country, what is happening in our world. So we must focus on that. What is on, or as a government policy, after 2 or 3 years, India have a big projection on startup. As you are aware that the product of China was banned earlier. So now, if you go for that IC activities, all of you know about that. In 5 years or 10 years, India is a big hub for that. So this is a situation of all over the world, and we have to do for that. But at the same time, startup success rate are much better than rate in India is much better than other country. So when we are talking about that, what happens in our society, what happens in our culture, we must be aware for that, what we are doing these days. So at the same time, when we talk about startup, when we talk about product fit market, so it is also said that 9 to 10, 10 9 9 to 10 प्रोडक्ट फेल, यानी 10 जो स्टार्टअप शुरू हो रहा है उसमें 9 फेल कर रहा है. अब भी जो सिचुएशन कई ऐसे रिकॉर्ड हैं. बट व्हाट इज दिस? बिकॉज 66% drastically change their original plan. As you are aware that if you come with any product, if you come any product service, you must prepare a plan. So it is said that 66% drastically change their plan, original plan. So you must bring with plan A and you must take with plan B. Not a better plan A, but a path to a plan that works before running out the sources. हमने जब अभी प्रोडक्ट सोचा कि कुछ प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करें, बिकॉज यू आर स्टूडेंट ऑफ लॉ, आपके पास बहुत सारी चीजें का रिसर्च करना होगा कि व्हाट यू हैव डन, व्हाट यू आर डूइंग. सो यू हैव टू मेक प्लान ए, यू हैव टू मेक प्लान बी, बिकॉज ए प्लान दैट वर्क्स एंड विच इज इक्वल टू प्रोडक्ट मार्केट. जो प्लान आपका काम कर रहा है, प्लान ए, जो you have decided to what you have to launch, what you have to go to for market, so you must think about that. But question arises, what is the product fit or what is the market fit? So here this is a definition by Mark Anderson. He is the guide of a startup, and he says customers are buying the product just as fast as you can make it. Can you imagine? Customers are buying the product just as fast as you can make it, or usage is growing just as fast as you can add services. So can you imagine what is the differentiation that Anderson says? कस्टमर्स आर बाइंग द प्रोडक्ट, कस्टमर वो प्रोडक्ट खरीदता है उतनी तेजी से जितना तुम तेजी से बना सकते हो, और इतनी तेजी से वो यूज करता है जितने तेजी में तुम वहां तक पहुंचा सकते हो उनको. सो इन दिस सेम टाइम आपने देखा होगा जोमेटो, हम अभी सोचते हैं कि हमें लंच करना है, हमें अभी लंच ओवर हुआ है और लंच हम करना सोच रहे हैं कुछ और, चाय पीना, और हम जो है तमाम जो हमारे ऐप हैं उस पर हम लोड करते हैं, और जब तक हम सोचते हैं और तब तक हमारे पास पहुंच जाता है वो. और इसीलिए आप लोग को याद होगा कि जस्ट डायलॉग ऑफ सलमान खान कि हमारे यहाँ पिज्जा टाइम पे आ जाता है लेकिन पुलिस नहीं पहुंचते. व्हाट इज दिस? सो यू हैव टू वर्क फॉर दैट व्हाट इज डूइंग. सो देयर इज अनदर ऑल्सो देयर इज अनदर डिफरेंशिएशन. इफ यू हैव टू आस्क वेदर यू हैव प्रोडक्ट or market fit, the answer is simple, you don't know. So you are a student of law. I ask one thing, all of you, what is a product, what you want to launch a product? Most of the students say I have no idea. Why? Because the psychology of our Indian tradition, that is Macaulay Shiksha Paddhati, Macaulay education policy, that makes a servant. So most of the students want to start not start any startup, not take any challenge. They want to go for judicial service. They want to go for another parental activities. So, as a startup, as an entrepreneur, you have to take decision what you have to do or what you want. So, at the same time, when we are talking about market product, so getting to product or market fit can be done systematically. So, if you want to start any startup, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to make plan systematically. Because if you know the problem, if you know the early traction, if you know the product fit, then you can go that agenda. So now, if we are talking about problem solution fit and product market fit, you have three agenda. You have to choose three agenda. First, problem, and second, problem and solution fit. It means what is problem and what is its solution. All of you know that if there is any problem, there must be a solution. यदि कोई प्रॉब्लम है इसका मतलब है कि उसका सॉल्यूशन है, और यदि किसी का सॉल्यूशन नहीं है तो इसका मतलब वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. So you must remember that if there is problem in our life, if there is problem in our family, if there is problem in our society, then there may be a solution. Second, what is early traction? What happens earlier to solve that problem? If imagine there is a darkness in our life when there is no electricity. So this is the problem. After sunset, what we are doing? After sunset, there is no light, but one person think about that, it may be changed. And now you have seen there are different types of lights, different types of electricity, there are different type of bulbs, CFL or other things. So what happens at that in last decades, in last years? And after that, what do you think about that? What is solution in your mind? So that means we came on the product, we came on market fit, which is market fit. So at the time when we considering about problem solution fit, we think about that, do we have a problem worth solving? क्या ये जो प्रॉब्लम है सॉल्व हो सकता है? हमें जस्ट सोचना चाहिए, क्या हम इसको सॉल्व कर सकते हैं क्या? इफ आंसर इज यस, देन डॉक्यूमेंट योर प्लान ए. आपको लग रहा है कि हाँ ये सॉल्यूशन हो सकता है. जैसे इन टाइम ऑफ कोरोना वी आर अटेंडिंग क्लास थ्रू टीम्स. We are Ankur, please. Ankur, mute your mic. So, when at the time of Corona, when we are talking about that, how we study, then there is a solution. We take mobile, we take desktop or laptop, but how we interact with or communicate with teachers. So at the same time, Zoom, Microsoft Team, Google Meet, and all other things came into existence. And now all of you know about that. In last 2 years, most of the classes held online and offline, that is called blended mode. So it means there is one problem at the time of Corona. at the time of COVID-19 that how students study, how faculty teach the students, how faculty check the answer sheets, how faculty give notes to their students. It means that is the problem initially, but at the same time, there are several solutions came into existence, and now we see that there are lots of platform in our life, and at the same time we communicate, we teach, we read all the story, all the lessons. So we make the plan, and on the ground of that, reasonable smart people can rationalize anything, but entrepreneurs are especially gifted at this. So it is said that जो स्मार्ट पीपुल है वो सोचते हैं कि अच्छा जो चल रहा है वो चलने दे, बट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स स्पेशली गिफ्टेड एट दिस. Can you imagine what entrepreneur think about that? How entrepreneur think as what can be done? So we must recognize that business model versus business plan. So at the same time, we must think about that what is business plan and what is the business model. They are different things. Business model says, business plan says a document investors make right that don't read, but at the same time a single diagram of your business, that is called business model. So we must remember that when we are talking about business plan, when we are talking about business model, so business model is a model of diagram. At the same time, business plan, a document investors make you write the don't read. So this is the business model. If all of you are viewing screening, that is the business plan. So you must about that. What are the three problems? When you talk to your teacher, how you find a startup, what is the entrepreneur, what is the market fit. So you must aware that you have three plans. When you go to your teacher, when you go to your any bank, if you want to take loan from the bank, you must go for that. What is the problem? What is the solution? What is the top three solutions? So you also talk about that. What is the solutions? If you know all these things, if you find all these features, that is good for your entrepreneurs. So what is the key metrics? You have to decide what is the key metrics. So at the same time, what is the UBP, unique value proposition? That is single, clear, compelling message that states why you are different and worth paying attention. So this is the best example of Amazon and Flipkart. If you go for that, you can find that why you choose Flipkart, why you choose Snapdeal, why you choose Amazon. Any person, all of you can tell anyone that why I bought any product from Amazon, why we like Flipkart, why we like Snapdeal or other sites. So as a entrepreneur, you have to decide why you choose this product. And at the same time, you have to find out what are the unfair advantages, because that can't be easily copied or brought. What are the channels? how you touch with customers, how you go to your customers, how you interact with customers, how you attract the customers. So at the same time, what is the target audience? That means what is the target customers? It means what is customer segment? That are child, that are school going children, that are college going children, that are ladies, that are office workers, anyone. You have to choose for your product. If I want to make a pen, at the same time, we must go for that. Who bought my pen? Why any people want to bring that pen? So if there is one problem, if there is any problem or any solution. So at the same time, what is the cost structure? That is customer acquisition cost, that is distribution cost, that is hosting people, etc. So at the same time, when you go for market, that is also what is the revenue model, time, lifetime value, revenue, gross margin. So in this slide, you must see that there is a cut. First is product, second is market. So before this strategy, you have to go for that. What is the product? What is the key feature of the product or problem? What is the solution? Now you have to make this presentation. If you go for market, if you go for loan, then you have to give that who are the key partners of your startup, who are the key partners of your service, what are your key activities, what is the key resources, and how value proposition and customer relationship, customer segment and channel, cost structure, revenue streams. You have to make an idea. When you go for any market, when you go for any angel investors, you make them. So there is problem, solution, key metrics and fair advantage. Second, you have to work for formulate and implementation strategy. So you have to must formulate an implementation strategy that what happens. So you must think that what is product, what is strategy and what is vision. So if you work for your product, you must go for what is the product and what is the strategy. What is the strategy? You must go for that. So at the same time, you have a vision. You must have a vision to what you are doing and what you are not doing. So at the same time, you must go for that and what is the vision and what is the strategy and what is the product. So at the same time, if we go for that, Facebook वन on strategy, not vision. आज हम हर कोई यूज करते हैं फेसबुक. सो स्ट्रेटजी तो है लेकिन विजन नहीं है, आगे क्या करना है. देयर इज नो विजन. सो यू मस्ट नो अबाउट दैट कि who adopt Facebook. Now you can tell us कि जब फेसबुक यूज कर रहे हैं तो एट ए टाइम हम केवल कम्युनिकेट करते थे, हम केवल बात करते थे, लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम अब नाउ वी कैन कॉल, वी कैन मेक ग्रुप. So your early adopters define the business model, what is the problem, solution or other things I have also said. And now when we make market solution, when we make a product solution, we must have a research idea. We must have a research solution. We have to do research, lots of research in market. What is the problem, what type of problem, in which segment, in which customers. Among which customers? So we have to research idea, we have to research, we have to work with research solution, proof of concept, prototype, and minimum viable product (MVP). And now there is self-funding, crowdfunding, angel investor, venture capital, business incubator, and other also things happen in our life. In our life means as a startup's life. So when you start anything, you are innovators. Before innovators, you should trying to enter here, and then early adopters. Then instead you get nowhere, now overlooked anything, and early majority, late majority, and laggards. So then you have to build an MVP, minimum viable product. Now before that, we must know about what is innovative in our startup, what is social relevance of your startup. Is any social relevance? Is that is new and novel? Is that have economic impact and that have contribution to science? So if we, and also commercial viability. I have talked about minimum viable product and also commercial viable. ऐसा नहीं कि हमने लॉन्च किया और हमारा मार्केट डाउन होगा, वो नहीं. ये कितना हमें पैसे दे सकता है, वी हैव टू थिंक अबाउट दैट. So we must know about innovative, we must know social relevance, we know about contribution to science, economic impact, new and novel, and commercial productivity. So at the same time, when we work for a startup, we must know about, is that product, is that service, is brainstorming, is the being alert to new idea and interventions, is in identifying gaps in literature, is that is funding priority. So when we approach with any product, funding of any product, so there we must know about that. We have to prepare all the data. We have to prepare the questions. What questions can be asked? Questions, when we talk about questions, it may be availability of financial resources, it may be sufficient technical expertise, it may be questions related to project is affordable in time. There is one question that is manageable in scope and local and national regulations and attitude towards research. So these are the things when we talk about at the same time, and at the same time, time, scope, resource, expertise, and funding are very important for any market product. So when we build a minimum viable product, as you are aware that minimum viable product is the smallest solution that delivers customer value. So second stage is early traction, that is, have I built something people want? So you must remember, so you must know about that, ki how I built something people want. It means identification of beneficiaries. Who are the beneficiaries? किसको इससे फायदा होगा? क्या ये टारगेट कस्टमर है जिसके लिए हम बना रहे हैं? क्या ये लोगों के प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर पाएगा? क्या जैसे एक एग्जांपल मैं देता हूं, बेस्ट एग्जांपल. All of you know about Colgate, all of you know about any product. Can you imagine that कि जब हम कोई प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च कर रहे होते हैं तो हम कहां से कहां पहुंच जाते हैं? दिस इज द बेस्ट एग्जांपल. इफ यू आस्क योर पेरेंट्स और ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स कि हम लोग ब्रश कैसे करते थे, हमारे दादाजी या परदादाजी ब्रश कैसे करते थे, दांत साफ कैसे करते थे, तो कैन यू इमेजिन कि उनका जवाब होगा कि हम लोग राख से करते थे. जो जलावन का राख होता था उससे करते थे, मिट्टी से करते थे, कई लोग कोयले से करते थे. बट व्हाट इज दिस? लेकिन आने वाले समय में आपने देखा कि टूथ पाउडर आया, टूथपेस्ट आया, जेल आया, लेकिन वो ऐसा तो था नहीं कि पुराने लोगों के दांत साफ नहीं होते थे, मेरे दांत भी टूट गए। बट व्हाट हैपेंस बिकॉज, और यदि आप कोलगेट का प्रचार देखेंगे तो शुरुआत में उन्होंने कहा था कि जो हम कोलगेट पाउडर ला रहे हैं उसमें देयर इज नो कोल इन, दैट इज हैपेंड इन 1960s, बिकॉज रिसर्च सेज कोल इज, जो है हमारे दांतों के लिए हानिकारक है। कोल इज वेरी हार्मफुल फॉर आवर टीथ। बट एट द सेम टाइम, if you go the advertisement of Colgate in 2000, then you find that Colgate is best because in Colgate powder there is coal. So can you imagine कि 60-70 के दशक में कहा गया कि कोल हमारे दांत के लिए हानिकारक है, इसलिए हम कोलगेट यूज कर रहे हैं, और वो हम दांत नहीं, उसमें हमारे कोलगेट में कोल नहीं है, यानी कोयला। पर जबकि 2000 के आसपास आते आते अब आ गया कि नहीं, कोल हमारे लिए फायदेमंद है, सो आप कोयले उसको यूज कर सकते हैं। सो हाउ दिस हैपन? बिकॉज हैव आई बिल्ट समथिंग पीपल वांट? क्या हम ऐसी चीजें बना रहे हैं जो लोग चाहते हैं? इन गॉड वी ट्रस्ट, ऑल अदर ब्रिंग डेटा। अब ये सवाल है कि कोलगेट जब शुरुआत हुआ तो उस समय क्या था और आज क्या है? ईश्वर पे हम विश्वास करते हैं, लेकिन ईश्वर के अलावा जितनी चीजें वो डेटा मांगता है। आप भी क्लास करते होंगे, अटेंडेंस शॉर्ट है, डेटा है। अटेंडेंस शॉर्ट है, आप एग्जाम नहीं दे सकते हैं। फैकल्टी के लिए भी है कि आपने क्लास कम लिया है, आपके टाइमिंग कम है। व्हाट इज दिस थिंग? दिस थिंग इज डेटा। सो when we talk about entrepreneurship, we must know about data. And startup don't starve, they drown. What you want? You want कि मैं ऐसा हूं जहां पे कि हर कोई हमारी धुन सुने, बट द रियलिटी इज हर पार्ट्स अलग अलग हैं। सो यू हैव टू एस्टेब्लिश ए स्टैंडर्ड मेजर्स ऑफ प्रोग्रेस। क्या स्टैंडर्ड मेजर हो सकता है? दैट मीन्स फाइनेंशियल अकाउंटिंग, innovation accounting, and now Dave McCure's Pirate metrics. If you go for that, there is acquisition, there is activation, that is retention, next is revenue and referral. So acquisition means how do user find you? कोई भी यूजर वो कैसे आपको ढूंढेगा, कहां आपको ढूंढेगा, और why they find? Then activation, it means do users have a great first experience? आपने देखा होगा न्यूज़पेपर में कई बार, या फिर हम मॉल में जाते हैं, कई बार शॉपिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स में जाते हैं, तो वहां पे हमें कुछ फ्री में भी गिफ्ट मिलता है, और किसी के साथ मिलता है। आप इधर हॉर्लिक्स ले लीजिए, आप इधर बॉर्नवीटा ले लीजिए, या और भी कोई चीज लेते हैं तो उनके साथ एक फ्री होता है, और आपको लगता है चलो इसको देखते हैं यूज क्या है। तो इट मीन्स दैट इज एक्टिवेशन। डू यूजर्स हैव ए ग्रेट फर्स्ट एक्सपीरियंस? उन्होंने जो फर्स्ट एक्सपीरियंस यूज किया, क्या वो सही है, क्या वो किसी काम का है? दैट नेक्स्ट इज रिटेंशन। So if you launch any product, any startup, you must know about what is retention. It means do users come back? आपने एक बार यूज किया, क्या वो ग्राहक दूसरी बार उसको ढूंढ रहा है? एंड थर्ड इज रेवेन्यू। हाउ डू यू मेक मनी फ्रॉम योर सर्विस, फ्रॉम योर प्रोडक्ट? सो यू मस्ट नो अबाउट दैट कि हाउ डू यू मेक मनी। एंड लास्ट इज रेफरल। डू यूजर्स टेल अदर्स? जैसे मैं पूछूं कि अभी मुझे एक मोबाइल लेना है, किस कंपनी का लूं, तो आप लोग हर कोई सजेस्ट करेंगे कि सर आईफोन ले लें, सर वो ले लें। व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज द यूजर टेल अदर्स। इफ यूजर टेल अदर्स टू योर प्रोडक्ट, देन दिस इज योर सफलता, सक्सेस। ये आपकी सफलता है कि लोग आपके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। So deliver value before growth. It means value metrics. You have to work for. Do users have a great first experience? Do users come back? And how do you make money? Next point is that terrain before product market fit is riddled with qualitative learning. It means you don't need lots of users to learn, just a few good customers. आप कैन यू इमेजिन कि आप कोई प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करते हैं और आप कोई सर्विस लॉन्च करते हैं और आप इसको कहीं भी आप सबके पास पहुंचा दीजिए और सबको बता दीजिए ये होता है, लेकिन दैट इज नॉट सो इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज इफ मार्केट ग्रोज, इफ मार्केट डिमांड्स लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग, देन यू नेवर डू एनीथिंग. तो जस्ट ए फ्यू गुड कस्टमर, यदि आपके पास अच्छे कस्टमर है तो यू कैन डू एनीथिंग. सो प्रोडक्ट फिट मार्केट पे आते हैं. तो हाउ डू आई स्केल? सो आइडेंटिफाई योर इंजन ऑफ ग्रोथ. You have to identify your engine of growth, how that is paid, that is sticky and viral. So these are the three things. Acquisition, it means how do you find out? It means that customer has paid for your service, for your product. And second is retention, that is sticky. It means कि वो आपकी products को समझ गया है. And that referral, do you tell others? It means that is viral. So a startup can focus on only one metric. You have to decide what that is, ignore the rest. What this is and ignore the rest. यानी आपका जो प्रोडक्ट है वो एक ही मैट्रिक है कि आपके प्रोडक्ट को लोगों ने यूज किया और उसको अडॉप्ट किया और दूसरे को छोड़ दिया. Then that is your product. What is stopping your business from growing? 10x. Measure everything as a cohort. So you cannot step in same river twice. एक बार यदि आपने प्रोडक्ट में गलती कर दी तो फिर दोबारा नहीं आ पाएंगे. So you must remember about that. यानी sign ups, activation and pet conversion. And build a continuous feedback loop with customers for rapid hypothesis generation. All of you have remember one thing. What happens when LiveWire, if you see the LiveWire's product in the initial corona time, anyone have remember what happens that product? If you go for that, you have remember कि when जब आया था कि कोरोना में हम सैनिटाइजर प्रयोग करेंगे तो एक विज्ञापन आया था जिसमें कहा गया था कि नहीं, ये ऑलरेडी जो है हमारे पास साबुन में है, और ये था लाइफबॉय का. तो व्हाट इज दिस? लाइफबॉय का जो प्रोडक्ट था, कहा कि नहीं, हम उसके डॉक्टर ने कहा कि हम इसमें यूज कर रहे हैं सैनिटाइजर, और यदि हम उसको यूज नहीं करें तो हमें सैनिटाइजर का यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है, हम उसी से हम काम चला लेंगे. व्हाई दिस हैपन? यानी लाइफबॉय के जो लोग थे उन्होंने इस चीज को जाना कि यदि लोग सैनिटाइजर पर चले गए तो फिर साबुन पे नहीं आएंगे, और इसी कारण से उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, जो लोग यूज कर रहे हैं सोप, उनको खरीदने की जरूरत नहीं है सैनिटाइजर, क्योंकि इसमें ऑलरेडी सैनिटाइजर है. हैव यू रिमेंबर दैट एड? If you remember that ad, you can find out what is this. One second. I just see that ad. Then all of you are clear for that what happens. Just once again, I give you uh, another advertisement. Can you imagine this type of product? What happened here? Lifebuoy, Lifebuoy also presented that paper, that sanitizer, but here he give liquid and how they use. They उन्होंने किसी का नाम नहीं लिया, बट उन्होंने कहा कि अन्य कोई और जो साबुन है उनके अनुपात में हमारा लाइफबॉय ठीक है. So build a continuous feedback. So you have to go for that in market and you build a continuous feedback loop with customers for rapid hypothesis generation. So at the same time, you have to go breakthrough insights are usually hidden within failed experiment. आपको कई बार ऐसे कोई फीडबैक करना पड़ेगा जहां पे कि आप जाएं और फिर आपको कई बार फेल भी हो सकते हैं, तो यू हैव टू गो फॉर दैट. एंड नाउ देयर इज नो सच थिंग एज फेल्ड एक्सपेरिमेंट, ओनली एक्सपेक्टेड आउटकम. जैसे बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं कि हम ये हमारा अनुभव फेल हो गया, बट दैट इज नॉट अनदर थिंग. बट दिस इज नॉट ए बिग थिंग. जस्ट एक बार हमने किया, जैसे कहा जाता है कि जब हम बिजली का जो हमारी लाइटिंग है उसका हुआ, तो एडिशन ने 9,999 ऐसे प्रोडक्ट बनाए जिससे कि बिजली नहीं बनी. तो लोगों ने पूछा उसको कि आपको इतने ज्यादा बिजली के बनाने की जरूरत क्या थी जब नहीं बना, आपके बल्ब नहीं बने. तो थॉमस अल्वा एडिशन ने कहा था कि आई नो कि 999 तरीके से बल्ब नहीं बन सकता, बट नो साइंस स्टूडेंट, नो फिजिक्स स्टूडेंट, नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी स्टूडेंट नो अबाउट दैट कि ये किस किस तरीके से नहीं बन सकता. पब्लिक केवल वो जानते हैं कि इस तरीके से बल्ब बन सकता है. तो दिस इज द थिंग कि इफ एंटरप्रेन्योर यू वांट टू मेक एंटरप्रेन्योर, यू गो फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, यू मस्ट नो अबाउट दैट कि इन तरीकों से हमारा प्रोडक्ट फेल नहीं होगा या पास होगा. जैसे एक बेस्ट एग्जांपल है, आप मार्केट जाते हैं और मार्केट में आप बोलते हैं नहीं इस रेस्टोरेंट का छोले भटूरे अच्छे हैं. व्हाट इज दिस? ये इसलिए आप बोलते हैं कि आपको पता है कि ये चीजें, तो फिर और लोग क्यों नहीं कर सकते? क्योंकि उनकी जो प्रोडक्ट है वो खुद बनाते हैं और बताते हैं कि क्या क्या हो सकता है. सो यू मस्ट नो अबाउट दैट कि ये चीजें भी हमारे पास हैं क्योंकि वो चीजें हमारी हैं. तो इसलिए ये चीजें हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट हैं कि क्या है. और जस्ट यदि इफ वी हैव टाइम, तो मैं एक ऐसे एक बेस्ट प्रोडक्ट हो, जस्ट आई एम शेयरिंग वन वीडियो कि जहां पे हम देख सकते हैं कि कैसे स्टार्टअप शुरू होता है छोटी चीजों से.
के मेरे पास जिसमें कि वो तभी पॉसिबल है जब आपको बेस्ट देंगे टारगेट है उनको अचीव करनी मेरे पास ऐसे भी मैसेजेस आते हैं कि जो उनके पास पैशन नहीं है वो लोग घूम रहे हैं या दूध देख रहे हैं वो चीज अवॉइड करेंगे क्योंकि आप लोग का टारगेट पूरे करने के
कैन यू इमेजिन कि दी स्टार्टअप कि हम शादी के लिए भाड़े पर 4 दिनों के लिए कपड़े ले आए, ये स्टार्टअप हो सकता है क्या? लेकिन जब आप देखें वो इंडियन मार्केट में है, इंडिया में इन्होंने 2015 में लॉन्च हुआ और आज देखिए कितने मिलियन जो है उन्होंने फंडिंग की है। सो you must know about these market and oriented features, and the best in business have boundaries, curiosity and open minds. जब तक आप अपना दिमाग खुला रखेंगे और क्यूरियोसिटी रखेंगे, you can get all these things. So in last I am concluded that यदि आप स्टार्टअप के लिए जा रहे हैं, आप को लॉ जानना होगा कि भारत के जो लॉ हैं वो इंडियन स्टार्टअप के लिए क्या है, यदि आप इंटरप्रेन्योर बनना चाह रहे हैं तो उनके लिए क्या है, और एज ए लॉ स्टूडेंट यू मस्ट नो अवेयर अबाउट ऑल द लॉज, एंड इफ यू हैव ब्रेन, इफ यू आर ओपन माइंड, यू कैन डू दैट। ऐसा नहीं है कि जो फ्लिपकार्ट है, जो बिनी बंसल जो उसके फाउंडर थे, ही इज नॉट ए बिजनेस फैमिली, ही इज एन आईटी इंजीनियर। तो आईटी इंजीनियर ये कैसे सोच सकता है कि अच्छा हम एक बिजनेस शुरू करते हैं? तो ऐसा नहीं है आज के डेट में कि आपकी जो फैमिली कर रही है वही सही है, आपके जो परिवार कर रहे हैं वही सही है। यू कैन थिंक अबाउट दैट, ऑल ऑफ यू आर student of or faculty of law, or you can do that. So आपके पास कोई भी आइडिया हो, जैसे भी कोरोना टाइम है, बहुत सारे आइडिया आ सकते हैं, और आप जाएं देखें कि क्या प्रॉब्लम समाज में है, और यू वर्क फॉर दैट, और यदि आप उसके प्रोडक्ट के साथ आएंगे, दैट मस्ट बी सक्सेसफुल. थैंक यू.
वेल, आपका उत्पल सर ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से बताया है कि how the product has been launched in the market, what is the condition when the product has to be launched. It has to be based on the SWOT analysis, that is called strength, weak, opportunity, and the threat part has to be there. Demonstrated part also has to be looked after it, and everybody knows it. What product has to be launched in the market and what are their ingredients. Just like he has given the example of Chola Bhatura, take the example of Haldiram or Domino's pizza. They knows what ingredients has to be made in the pizza so that it is different from others. If you look at in the present scenario, Domino's and the Pizza Hut, only the emerging market player in the our food industry. But it does not mean that others pizza players are not there in the market. They also there in the market. But the element or the how to make the pizza or the spice or the ingredient, this Domino's and Pizza Hut, they did not share the detail with the other competitors. That is the most important interesting factor for the uh, product launching. Beside this Haldiram or the Hiras, they also made their unique identity. So the stages has been made and how the product has been there. All the product having their beginning, then middle, then boom, then depression. These are the stages of the product. So while we doing a startup or while we are launching a product, so we have to look uh, past, present, and the prospect features also there. And sir has explained through the video how these small startups has been made and how they have just rose from bud to the flower. So different phase or different has been there. So I invite to the participant, if anybody having any doubt regarding the session, uh, they can ask from the speaker. So I invite to the session to the participant. They can unmute your mic. They can ask their queries to the presenter. Though this factor has been there, I think all the doubts of the faculty and the other participant has been over. So once again, from the IMD, ISC IMD College of Law, I propose the vote and thanks to our learned speaker for giving their valuable time uh, for this session. Again, congratulations for the wonderful presentation he has presented through this PPT, the product launch and this one. And apart from this, I thank again to sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir Akadan, sir. Thank you, IMD College of Law. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.